Hey there, this is Andrew, and I'm going to bring you some Winds of Exchange deck opening. I'm going to try to blitz through this. I got my team bags ready. I got a display, and we're going to see what we get. Really going to try to blitz through this. We'll see. We'll see how far I can get. It really is crazy. It feels like, yeah, the average deck you're going to get from Winds of Exchange is good and fun. Such a good set. I hope that continues with Grim Reminders. So let's see what we get here. First off, we have Equidon, Sanctum, Saurian, and it's Briseis, Hadfirth Philosopher. And our token here is going to be Disciple, who gets +1 power and +1 armor for each monk neighbor it has. And I think this means we got the rare. Let's see what we get here. Go through this way. Symposium, exalt, ready, and use a friendly creature. Okay, that's interesting. Pale into insignificance. Destroy disciples, but depends on who their neighbors are. Legionary Trainer is interesting here, but probably difficult if we don't have something to protect it. Especially because the token is in a different house. Got 2 Fausts, one of them with an Amber Pip. That's fun. Ballistego. Ooh, Tribune Pompatus. Order Hisaro. That's pretty interesting. I like that setup. Hedonistic Intent. Ambrosia Outpost. Ooh, and Election. So Election is an artifact with an amber. Gives every creature after reap put a yay or nay counter on Election. If there are 6 yay counters, destroy this artifact and each creature. If it's 6 nay counters, you destroy each artifact. That's kind of interesting. And Conscription, action with an amber. If there are more enemy creatures than friendly creatures, make a number of token creatures equal to the difference. Okay, that's kind of interesting. For 5, 6 amber pips in there. Let's see what we get in the Sanctum. Grey Rider, always love to see that. Taxing Journey for some amber control. Outflank, got a Celestial Gorm with an extra amber pip on it. That's fun. Absolve. Ooh, Hadroth's, 2 Hadroth's walls. That's really kind of nice. Get some big creatures. Grey Abyss. Glorious Few. Interesting. Maybe not very likely to fire. Alms Master. We've got Numquid the Fair. That's great. And then Batarial of the Gray. After she reaps, you ready each disciple. So that's interesting because if you can make the tokens and she's already out and ready, you reap with her and then suddenly can really reap out. Got 5 amber pips in here. That's pretty good. And where are they coming from? Well, the Steward gave us a couple of extra amber pips. And then we have Ornate Talking Tray with a draw. Another Ornate Talking Tray. So more token generation. We've got Higher On. 2 Hierons. Generous Offer. Some amber control there. General Zaorhad. Gemcoat Vendor is an interesting one. If it can stay out, you get maybe a steal out of it. Couple of forced retirements. Okay. And then a Nifflepaw and a Quidgy Outpost. Only 4 amber pips in this house, but we've got some more amber generation if we want it with forced retirement. Could also be creature control, generous offer for steal, and a Quidgy Outpost is really nice for efficiency. So, all right, that seems like a pretty interesting deck. We're looking at 15 amber pips total, plus some other stuff going on. I would guess this thing is going to be in the low 70s of SAS, but we'll find out. Let me make a note so I can make fun of myself later. All right. I don't think we're moving nearly fast enough, so see if I can speed it up. All right. Altruistic, half amazing Gearn. is Unfathomable Saurian Star Alliance. And we've got a Priest token. Action, exhaust an enemy creature. Sunk cost, a little bit of discard. Kelp Minder with 2 captures on it. 2 more Kelp Minders, so it's going to be more capture and draws elsewhere. That'll be fun. And if none of them get in here, then that could mean we have a nice Alliance pod in one of the other houses. Kamalani, Frigorific Rod, Covetous Hema, Abyssal Sight, such a great card. Kelping Hands, Catch and Release, also very good. Offering to Kilagog with a draw pip, very interesting enabler here. The offering, depending on what you end up with, and then a Corrode with a damage pip. I love Corrode. I don't think this is a great fish pod, so unless the overall deck is great, probably not getting to play that Corrode much. All right, we've got 2 Teamworks, each with a draw pip, one with a capture. That's kind of fun because if you're behind on tokens, or on creatures rather, these archive themselves, and that archiving stuff with pips is fun. Okay, Specialist Guthrak, Secure Droid, Red Alert with a draw pip, Recorded History with the draw pip. It looks like most of the draw pips landed in the Star Alliance. That's cool. Got a Future Booster, 2 Friendly Guides, Echo Reflector, CPO Zytar, 2 more draw pips coming, and then SV3 Lander. So that's a lot of draw pips. I don't see enough utility in this Star Alliance. Unfortunately, I think it's a little, you're drawing, but what are you doing with the draw? And then in Saurian, wow, more enhanced comments here. 2 Thraxes, 1 Praetor Marius. That's a really nice card. Epic Poem, that could really go off in this deck. And there's a second Epic Poem with a draw pip. Wow, you could really make a lot of amber with this Epic Poem. Crushing Charge with a capture on it. Arm the Plebeians with a capture and a damage. Aquilia Lone Hero with a draw. 2 more Aquilias. 1 with just a capture, 1 with a capture and a draw. Hedonistic Intent, and then Legion's March. So, wow, I feel like that's just a lot of enhancements. A lot of this, what this deck wants to do is make those Epic Poems fire. That could be a lot of amber generation, but that's kind of a tall order to make it fire. But if you could fire it, that's pretty awesome. A lot of creatures you would not care about giving up to the Abyssal Sight, for example. So, but I feel like that's pretty good, but a little low on utility. So I would guess here, in this case, maybe, I'm going to guess like a 68. All right. What is next? All right, the Chin Onus Colony Tentacle. And this one has Brobnar, Equidon, and Star Alliance. And a Grumpus token. I love that. Okay, I felt like Star Alliance is often one of the weaker houses in Winds of Exchange, so we'll see about that. Equidon, very interesting and often great. Brobnar, just a real powerhouse most of the time, it feels like. So we'll see if that continues here. All right, we've got an uplink, make some tokens maybe. Teamwork, 2 Secure Droids. Teamwork not enhanced like last time, unfortunately. 2 Secure Droids, Pyro. Photon Blast is interesting. Transporter Platform, very interesting. Ganymede Outpost, also very nice. So these are nice artifacts, but the creatures I'm not that thrilled about. Collector Boron, now this could actually be quite interesting because we have I've seen a lot of upgrades here. Pyro, 2 Secure Droids, Uplink. So these are good targets for the Boron to get to use him well. Mirror Shell 2, oh that's pretty cool. When you play it, you make a token creature. After you use the Boron, the token creatures become him. That's pretty cool and could be really good with the transporter platform. And then Crash Muldoon, also interesting with the outpost because you get the draw pip. That's cool. He comes into play ready. You get to use something else or just use him and then tuck him under the deck to do something good. So actually, this seems like a pretty fun Starlines. And a second Crash Muldoon, that's really cool. Okay, wow, I'd be interested to try this out. And 5 Amber Pips and ways to do cool stuff with the transporter platform. So I like that. In the Equidon, we've got Trading Frenzy with a damage pip on it. That's interesting. 2 Stewards. Okay, so that's where we're getting some extra amber from. Looks like some of that'll come up later. And then 2 Stewards. Shrewd Investor, Shopping Spree. Okay, that's that could be interesting. Ornate Talking Tray. We've got a Gemcoat Vendor with an Amber. Another Gemcoat Vendor. Wow, Thoshra Recruiter. Not my favorite card, but 2 Amber Pips. That's kind of fun. Then we've got a Closed Door Negotiation. Always great. And Puzzling Trinket. Okay, Puzzling Trinket's interesting because it turns all those Amber into draw if that's what you want. And so if you have good utility, that can help you get to it, which is kind of cool. And yeah, realistically, we could be looking at quite a lot of draw. Also, if you know you're going to drop a Closed Door Negotiation and you're okay with your opponent drawing, maybe you use your Ambers as draw pips and then steal everything. We've got Out Negotiate, a little more steal there. I would like to see some other ways to steal that aren't slow like the Gemcoat Vendors, but still pretty interesting. A lot of Amber Pips here. 4, 5, 6, 7 in the Equidon, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we get in the Brobnar. We've got Rowdy Scald with a damage, Ragnarok Prep, some nice Amber control there, Pound, Jarl Svend, ooh, a brick with a draw, okay, Volca, Shattered Throne, nice, I love Shattered Throne, that's a fun card. We've got Hebe, we've got Gedhammer with an Amber Pip, Feats of Strength. Oh, wow. We've got Harmolatoon. Is this going to have Hallowfest? This might be Hallowfest right now. There it is, Hallowfest. So, well, that really that increases the strength of the deck quite a bit. So, we're looking at 5 Amber Pips here, but wow, that's pretty cool. Now, can we fire the Gedhammer the turn we play it? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. Okay, if you get really lucky, play Gedhammer, you play Hebe the Huge, you pound it, and then you Rowdy Scald to hit it for 1. Actually, you could, but it's a 4-card combo to get to do that. So that's pretty iffy. So maybe not the most optimal Hallowfest setup, but not bad. Yeah, and I don't think we had any of the Omnis that could do it. Still, a lot of Amber in there, a lot of interesting tricks, and Hallowfest, if you get it early, the crazy thing about it is not only does it set up this very strong Brobnar board that your opponent has to deal with, but it also thins out your deck, which now you get chains in exchange for that, but it's still pretty good. I'm going to guess like an 80 SAS on that deck. All right. So this one, ooh, wow. This one is Berserker. So, wow, could really be opening treasure troves here. De Bethencourt, the Wildly Unselfish. So we've got Berserker as the token. That's the 5 power, it enters play ready and enraged. After fight, you destroy it. It'll come with Revna Starsong, who is 7 power and removes this after fight ability. So we've got Brobnar, we've got Sanctum, and we've got Starlines. Okay, couple teamworks, those are okay. Scout Chief Courageer, 2 of those, so we're really making a lot of tokens here. Future Booster, love that. Echo Reflector, okay. We're going to be owning the board, so that's a pretty good upgrade to have sitting over on our side. Tactical Officer Moon, nice. Quintrino Warp, 2 of those. Okay. Wow, that could be pretty brutal, but probably what we're doing is like killing our Star Alliance, and there's something. Detention coil, interesting. Oh, that's interesting. Camaraderie, exhaust a friendly Star Alliance creature. If you do, draw 2 cards for each of its non-Star Alliance neighbors. That's fun. Hold the line, probably won't fire much. This Star Alliance is like okay, but just okay. Mostly it's just making tokens for us, which again, that's okay. We've got a Gray Rider in Sanctum, Taxing Journey, Ostentatious Mount, Taunt. Okay, that's pretty cool, and that could be used to protect the Gray Rider. I like that. Muster, some Amber Control. Oh, no. That likes your opponent to have more. Taxing Journey gave us some Amber Control. Membership Drive, I feel like, is likely to make us a lot of Amber here. Celestial Gorm, Battlefield Evangelist, Sigil of Brotherhood. Okay, that's great. Not as great as if it were a Brobnar one, because we have those Brobnar tokens coming into play ready. Shoulder Armor, that's fun. Martyr of the Vault, nice Amber Control there. We've got a Lightbringer Outpost, love that for Amber Control, and it helps us take something we really wanted that we tokenized, put it back at the bottom of the deck. And then Light Everlasting, nice for getting a creature back like Martyr of the Vault. And wow, we got a lot of Amber Pips in here. 6, 7, 7 in the Sanctum, 3, 4, 5 in the Star Alliance. So we're at 12 already, which is a nice running total. Let's see what we get in the Brobnar. Stratosmack, nice token creator. Shock Herder, love that. Rant and Rive for some Amber Control. We've got 2 Rant and Rives. That's very nice. If the opponent's going high on Amber, boom, just punch them down. We've got Pound for some more board control. Might Club, okay. Jarl Sven, 2 Jarl Svens. Those with the Might Club are great because it gives us an easy way to use the Jarl Sven to actually make tokens. Brick Nasty, 2 Brick Nasties. That turns all our craziness into actual Amber. That's great. We've got a Smith and then the Revna Star Song. I'm a little surprised we don't have more, or sad, I guess, we don't have more more token generation in the Brobnar. We have Stratosmack, we have Jarl Svens. That's really it. We have a lot in the other houses, so I guess that's okay. On our pips, we got 4 here, so we'd be up to 16. Yeah, 16, which is pretty nice, and I'm sure we're going to get some good value out of those bricks. I think this is good, maybe not totally amazing, although those Rant and Rives really can help quite a bit. I'm going to guess this is coming in at, I'm going to guess this will come in at around 77. How am I doing on time? Let's see if I can fit in a couple more here. And then I guess we'll do another 6 in a different video. So all right. So here we have Del Rosario, Typhon Scathra's Wizard. It is Unfathomable, Brobnar, and Mars. And for our token, we got Cultist. So that means we're going to get Tangaika. We'll see. I'm skeptical of Tangaika, but it could be good. Interesting. This display feels like, wow, it has a lot of the token picking rares, right? 3 out of 5? 3 out of 5. All right. We've got 2 Flounderites. Those are nice. I think that means we'll get 2 Selefts as well. I'm not sure. But we got 2 Flounderites, a Skullbat Crab, 2 Crushing Deeps. That's interesting. Amber Control. Nice. Under Pressure. Love that card. Thundertoe. We did get 2 Selefts. So that's actually a lot of board control in the fish. Destruction, which is not so normal. Catch and Release. That's interesting. Interesting, but I'm not totally sure how I feel about it. We've got Tangaika, some decent Amber generation if we can play it, which is very iffy. That's the problem with Tangaika. And Primordial Vault, which is great for making those tokens. It's really a nice card, actually, so that's fun. Okay, let's see what we get in Mars. Harvester, great. 3 Mark II generators, so that's really going to help make our cultists. Wow. If you get the Mark II generators and the Primordial Vault out, then actually your chances of playing the Tangaika are pretty good. We've got Genetic Blast, Clone Home, Brain Dart, Space Invaders. That's more token generation and could be pretty cool with all the Selepts and Tangaika and stuff. Okay, Psychic Network. So sad because we don't have Mars creatures for it to fire off of. I mean, not a lot. Nizek Resonator and Ether Spider, those are nice. Those are pretty nice. And then Revo Hooligans. After Reap, put a pink counter on an artifact. While the artifact has a pink counter, it belongs to House Mars instead of its other houses. That's actually interesting because you can deny certain artifacts to your opponent. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, and then in Brobnar, we've got 2 Stratosmax, more token generation. Got Rant and Rive for some Amber control, which actually, along with the Nizek Resonator and the Ether Spider, could be really great. Jarl Svend, Fresh Marks. 2 Krogs, nice splash. Brick Nasty. 2 Berserker Slams, love that. And then a Smith and Blood of Titans. This feels good, but not great. What are we at? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 raw Amber Pips. Not bad. A good amount of token generation, so we probably can play the Tangaika, but how much does that actually matter is a good question. The Brobnar seems good, but maybe not great. I'm going to say this one is maybe like 70. All right. Last one. Wow. Is this another Berserker? Wow. Miss H. Owaxis. So we've got Brobnar, Equidon, and Saurian, and indeed Berserker. Wow. So let's see. Okay, recruit 2 recruits. Make a token creature. If you exalted a friendly creature this turn, archive recruit. Okay. Phalanx Strike, one of my favorite cards. Yay. Nice board control. Longusaur Lector, make more tokens. 2 Beware the Ides, that's interesting. Tribune Pompatus, love that. Regrettable Meteor, okay. Okay. Phalanx Leader, make more tokens. And then Order Hisaro, yeah, that's pretty interesting here. Alright, I feel like this is an interesting Saurian. Hoplite Zadori. The Regrettable Meteor might be a discard if we're already ahead on board and we have all these big creatures, but we could really have a nice strong board presence here. Trading Frenzy. Okay, some Amber control. And with the board control that we have, the enemy creature capturing is really not a big deal. Then we've got 2 Old Tinkers, one with an Amber on it. We've got Steward Su Uzane. Mass Buyout, okay, that's interesting. With a drop hip, could be enough to just generate and push us over the limit. Got Higher On. Another Higher On, wow. A lot of token generation here. Forced Retirement. Thosher Recruiter. Auction Off for some Amber control, that's great. Pull Up Stakes, very nice. This is a really strong card. So, I feel like Pull Up Stakes just really messes people up because you are essentially you're putting 2 of your creatures back in your deck, okay, and probably you can pick ones that you'd be happy to see come up later. And then you're turning 4 enemy creatures to their owner's hands. 4. That really clogs things up. So unless your opponent is playing like 4 Infernuses, this is probably really strong. It's a great card. And then we've got Token of Appreciation, make a token creature, forge a key at +7 current cost, reduced by 1 for each friendly token creature. And we have a lot of token generation, and we have beefy tokens, so that probably hits. That's nice. That's great. Okay. Um, hmm. Ransom Rive, that's nice. Amber Control. We've got Pound, 2 Pelfs. I love Pelf. Fire Spitter, Brick, Berserker Slam, Volca, Unguarded Camp, some Capture, that's great. And with the Pompetus, wow. Overrun, great. Revna, and then Banner of Battle with an Amber on it because of enhancements. That's pretty cool. So we are going to really own the board here. Probably get hits on cards like Overrun. Unguarded Camp becomes really good. This is an interesting one. Let's see. How many raw pips do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 raw pips, but a lot of other ways to generate a strong board presence. And a key cheat. Seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna guess this one's like an 83. Okay. So I'm gonna stop there just for time, and let me adjust my recording setup here a little bit. So do 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 do. And let's see. So I'll scan this in. All right. So this first one, Briseis, I said would be a 70. Oops, that's not what I wanted at all. Wow, that's not doing what I want. All right. I said 70, it's a 72. All right, great. Doing good so far. Second one. We have Altruistic Half Amazing Garwin, I said 68. What do we have? 68. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's a lot of pips. Problem is utility. All right, third one. The chin onus. I said 80, and it's an 81. Wow, okay. Pretty good. A lot of enhancements there, too. All right. Next one. So I'll just say, in 3 decks, I've been off by 3 total so far. So, okay, this one is De Bethencourt the Wildly Unselfish. I said 77. It's 80. Okay, so I'm off by 3 more. Nice. Having trouble scanning this one. Stand by. All right. Del Rosario. Typhon Scathra's Wizard. I said 70 is a 72. So I'm off by 8 total so far in 5 decks. Trying to scan this last one. Miss H. Owaxis. On this one, I guessed 83. Oh, whew, I was off on that one. 73. All right. So, that puts me at 18 off. Wow. All right. Well, that's okay. So let me just readjust this, and I'll see here. Dun dun dun. Oops. All right. So now let's just give them. Let's just put clothes on them. These are the Ultra Pro team bags. And this is how I like to tuck them in here. So you end up with a nice little There's a little extra room on there, but not a ton. And overall, pretty good, pretty tight fit. Yeah, so you can see my QR codes. I guess if you try to take ownership, you can try that. But I have taken ownership, so I think the harm is mostly past there. That's so pretty good run here, and I'll say like just a nice reminder, you know, if you want at this point, if you want to open up a deck and have a good chance of it being a great deck, I actually think WoE really is the best option. Now, is SAS accurate? You know, it's not perfect. With WoE, it's probably way less accurate than it would be in a set like Coda or Worlds Collide, where things are very straightforward. I'm sure it doesn't fully take into account enhancement placement. There are reasons to go, I don't know. But I think it's directionally accurate, and I definitely think, you know, if you sit me down and you say, here, you can open 3 decks, and then you're going to pick one to play against your opponent, they're also going to open 3 decks and pick one and play it. I would rather open WoE than any of the other sets. If there's any stakes, maybe for fun, I might be interested in something else. Although I think Winds of Exchange is probably the most fun set. So yeah, it's pretty great. I'm excited. There's at least a couple that I am really anxious to try out. The Hellafast one seems great. And we'll see. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed and that you get out there and forge some keys.